Welcome to the 68th AICOG TV interview, and I am honored to have with me Professor Dr. K.D. Bakshi sir. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invite to be here on the AICOG TV. Sir is a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at AMRI Medical College, Kolkata. He is also an oncosurgeon. He's been a past president of Bengal Obstetrics and Gynecology Society. Thank you very much, sir, and sir is going to enlighten us on a very different topic of ovarian carcinoma. Sir, so you being an oncosurgeon, how common you have come across this ovarian carcinoma in your practice?
In earlier days it was not very common, but nowadays we are getting more and more of the ovarian carcinoma. Incidence has come up about 5 to 10 per thousand of the women. This is most probably because of the fact that the more screening facilities and the more awareness program which is being held regularly by the different societies, and the patients are aware of through magazines and through literatures, so they are coming often earlier, so that it is very helpful to diagnose.
So how do we diagnose this ovarian carcinoma?
This is a very important point, because in our practice what we see is that majority of the patient comes very late, because the symptoms are very vague in the sense, usually patient complains of bloated abdomen, indigestion, and some sorts of swelling of the lower abdomen, because some majority of the menopausal ladies think that this bulging of the abdomen is due to the laxity of the abdomen due to the age. But when they come with a complaint of recurrent intestinal problems, sometimes there may be some vaginal bleeding, and when they come to us, then we diagnose by screening and by clinical examination.
Absolutely. So these are the very important clinical features that you have just elaborated, that a big abdomen, the intestinal complaints, nausea, vomiting, and one has to really be on the
Actually, what happens, these symptoms are being marked by the
general gastrointestinal symptoms.
Yes, that's why our elderly ladies are very reluctant to come to the consultant.
But is there any clinical sign or any first alarming sign or a symptom that one has to visit to a doctor with,
alarming signs is that the family members of the patient and the awareness sense of the patient regarding the ovarian carcinoma, which we are propagating through the different societies, different CMEs, different media, and that is helping us to come over here or to come to the consultant earlier. And soon the earlier the consultant comes, it is also very important that usually the patient comes to the general practitioners, family physicians. Unless and until family physicians are aware of this dreadful disease, they cannot refer to us timely. As a result of fact, they are not aware of this disease. They usually refer when they couldn't manage the patient, and by this time the disease has spread from stage 1, stage 2 to stage 3. That is the very saddest part of this ovarian carcinoma.
So it's a very progressive cancer, and one has to be very vigilant in early detection, screening. And so are there any causative factors for this dreadful disease?
Causative factors, what we have seen, we are giving some importance to the genetic factors also, BRCA1 and 2. What we think that those having the family history of breast carcinoma in first degree relatives, or ovarian carcinoma in first degree relatives, one must be very careful about it, because this disease is related with the BRCA1 and 2. So this sophisticated screening has come back, prophylactic screening has come back. You know, the Angelina Jolie who did this surgery, prophylactic surgery. So this part is early detection, either by the screening through laparoscopy and by sonography, or by clinical examination is very important.
So is there any role of CA125 or any biological?
CA125 usually increases in all serous carcinoma. and the majority of the ovarian carcinoma are the serous carcinoma. So serous CA125 is a good guide, and it has got some prognostic value. And nowadays another investigation system has come, HE4. HE4 is also the expression of the some protein oncoproteins, oncogenes, which expresses these HE4 proteins. And this this helps us along with the CA125 to help the diagnosis of the any pelvic mass if we want to exclude ovarian carcinoma.
Absolutely. So how do we treat this ovarian carcinoma?
Treatment is mainly basically the surgery.
Surgery.
Basically the surgery. Once it is diagnosed, usually it is diagnosed by the surgical procedure.
So,
Confirmatory-
first, I would like to interrupt you there. Any chance of it being a bilateral, or when
Yes.
we are doing the
Yes.
surgery, whether it's a unilateral oophorectomy or a bilateral?
It is usually, if it is diagnosed, we do the total pelvic clearance along with the lymphadenectomy, plus minus. Because usually this ovarian carcinoma is maybe unilateral, but mostly it is bilateral. Bilateral, when the ovarian tumor is bilateral, we should smell that it may be carcinoma.
Okay.
This is very important.
So having a bilateral carcinoma is, or bilateral disease is a very dangerous disease, that it would be a much more progressive than a unilateral.
It is not the unilateral or bilateral.
Okay.
Once it is diagnosed by surgical, it is a surgical diagnosis, and we do staging, surgical staging.
Okay.
That is very important,
That is very important.
because we do either the needle biopsy or open biopsy, and we confirm it that it is ovarian carcinoma. Once it is diagnosed ovarian carcinoma, it carry no sense whether it is unilateral or bilateral.
Okay.
The only treatment is pelvic clearance.
Okay. Sir, any single line key message that you would like to give to the audience?
Single audience is that one point is very important. When the patient comes, elderly patient comes with this gastrointestinal disturbances, you must take the history very carefully. Family history, past history is very important. Family history of any breast carcinoma, family history of any ovarian carcinoma in the first degree relatives, you must smell that it may be a case. And any pelvic mass, you must diagnose that it may be a ovarian carcinoma. You must exclude ovarian carcinoma at any cost in an elderly patient with a pelvic mass.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir, for
you,
enlightening
sir.
us on ovarian carcinoma. Thanks for your precious time.
Thank you.